Yeah, I am the tax man here on AM 560. The answer. Here with our technical producer, Deborah Schreiner. My co-host is Jim Leahy, and you, the listener.
And now, here's that man with a head just crammed full of knowledge, Mr. Know-It-All.
Mr. Know-It-All, the segment where attorney Stephen Leahy gives his infinite wisdom on all things tax-related. And as we head into the new decade, we are going to see a myriad of tax issues transfer over.
What kind of tax issues? A myriad.
Of tax issues transfer over. Because it just doesn't go away.
It doesn't. That's true. It's just another year, Jim. It just
might be a new decade, but it's just another year.
So,
what's a question this week, Attorney Stephen Leahy? Do you have one, or are we just going to talk and ramble?
No,
ramble on.
Here's the question I got. Here's the question I got.
Sing this song.
Stop it, Led Zeppelin. I was going to call you Robert Plant, but I wasn't sure which way.
No, I don't have the hair for it.
No, you certainly don't. Either do I.
Or the jeans.
Any longer. Anyway, I used to kind of have the Jimmy Page hair.
You know what? If you guys go over to the Trust Radio Network Facebook page, we're going to put a picture. All you got to do is facebook.com/Trust Radio Network. We'll have a picture of Attorney Stephen Leahy with long hair.
I did have it.
We'll have your graduation photo with long hair.
I'm hip. I'm hip. Okay, I am kind of hip. But here's the thing. Here's the question I got this week. And I get it fairly often because people are afraid, right? Because they come to see me. They're afraid. That's why they come to see me. And the question I get a lot is, am I going to go to jail because I haven't filed my tax returns? And the answer is probably not. Okay, so I don't want to downgrade it and make it like it's not important.
No, it's not.
Because in the end, it is a crime not to file your tax returns. Every year that you don't file your tax returns, you get 1 year in prison. When Wesley Snipes went to prison for his tax, he was indicted for some tax evasion, and he was involved in some what they call tax protesters, people who believe that there is no real law that makes you pay taxes, and that if you just don't pay your taxes, there's nothing you can do about it. And these kind of tax protesters really get the IRS after you. Okay, if they don't believe that this is good faith, and what happened was that Wesley Snipes did plea bargain down to 3 years in prison because he hadn't filed his tax return for 3 years.
Ever play roulette?
On occasion.
Let me give you a word of advice. Always bet on black.
Thank you.
Always.
Thank you, Deborah. It's true, and he bet on black and lost. Okay, so
bet on black, but also you probably want to file your taxes
if you win. That's right, and put it in your tax return. But it is true. So, but so I don't want to downplay it like it's not a crime. But most people don't go to jail for not filing their tax return, and so that's not something that doesn't mean that you shouldn't file your tax return. You should still get your tax returns filed, because one of the things that'll happen is the IRS will file that tax return for you, and they'll decide how much you made and how much your tax you're going to be. And it's going to be exaggerated. Generally, they're going to come up with a number that's much greater than you probably do owe. Now, sometimes if I'm in business for myself and I haven't filed my tax return, maybe the IRS doesn't really know that I'm making any money. But here's the thing nowadays, right? If you're almost all money or business now is transacted electronically. So if you're doing electronic business and people are paying you with a credit card, for instance, well, the credit card company is sending you a 1099 at the end of the year and reporting it to the IRS. So you think that the IRS doesn't know that you're making any money, and of course you are. If you're doing business with other businesses and they spend more than $600 with business with you, they're supposed to send you a 1099 for that also.
That's right.
So they're reporting it. So all of this is being reported. The last segment we were talking about technology, and in that technology, when Elon Musk and this other gentleman named Jeff Brown, they believe that the cryptocurrency is coming to governments, because one thing about the cryptocurrency, and this is what people don't, they think that it's anonymous. It's not anonymous. They all have they could track every transaction you ever did and tax you at that second when you use it. And that's where we're going, and that's kind of a scary thing. But right now,
It is a little frightening.
because the IRS doesn't like people running their own businesses. I'm an entrepreneur. I run my own business. I like it that way. They're making it more difficult because they want to be able to track all of your money, where you're getting it, how much it's, where it's going, what are you spending it on, all of this kind of information. So they know, and we're not far off from that time when they know everything. Right now, they don't know everything, but they know a lot. And so if you think that you're being, that the IRS doesn't know anything about you, you're probably wrong. So again, I have some doctors, and they say, well, I only use patients. Well, how many of those patients are using insurance? 70%, 75%, and then the rest are probably paying on credit card. So that's almost 100% of all your clients. You're not reporting it. You don't think the IRS knows, but it's being reported by others. And so you take it now. Go and get your tax returns done. Anyway, I hope that answered your question.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All, in advance, too, because I know you'll be helping do my tax returns for 2018. Open Tax Resolution has a service that does that.
That's right.
The way you can find out more is by calling 312-664-6649 and visit chicagotaxteam.com. It's going to be your help to fight the IRS. See this book I'm holding in my hands? And this is for people who are listening on the radio. You go to our YouTube and see this. But deal with your IRS problem today. You need to go get this book for the new decade and understand what you can do. And you need to come back after the commercial break on AM 560.
The answer.